Hey, did you know that fish can breathe underwater? I mean, duh, but have you ever wondered how they do it? Hi, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to learn how fish breathe underwater. Stick around for some fun facts about how different fish take in oxygen from the water. All living things need oxygen to survive, including fish. However, unlike humans and other land animals, fish live underwater, and they queue and just walk up to the surface to take a big gulp of air. So how do they get their oxygen? Well, fish breathe by extracting dissolved oxygen from the water around them. Some fish, like goldfish, have special organs called gills to help them breathe. Gills are like the fish's lungs. They are made of lots of tiny blood vessels close to each other, so that the fish can absorb oxygen very quickly. Or, the blood flowing through the gills picks up oxygen from the water and then takes it to the rest of the body. The oxygen in the water gets into the fish's body by diffusion. Diffusion is when molecules move from an area where there is more of them to an area where there is less of them. In this case, the water outside the fish's body has more oxygen than the blood inside the fish's body. So oxygen moves from the water into the fish's blood through their gills. Fish also need to get rid of carbon dioxide, which is a waste product that their bodies make. Carbon dioxide moves from the fish's blood into the water through their gills, because there is more carbon dioxide in the fish's body than in the surrounding water. Carbon dioxide moves from the fish to the water by diffusion. Now, although most fish have gills to help them breathe, there are some fish, like lungfish, that don't. Instead, lungfish have lungs just like us. Lungfish can also breathe air directly from the atmosphere, but they usually get their oxygen from the water by sucking in air bubbles with their mouths. Even though some fish can breathe air, no fish can breathe underwater the way we do. It's because the air we breathe is much more concentrated than the oxygen in water. If a fish were to try to breathe the air we do, they would end up with air bubbles in their blood vessels, which would block the flow of blood and kill the fish.
Ow.
Let's look at how the amount of oxygen in water affects how fish behave. When there is lots of dissolved oxygen in the water, like after a heavy rainstorm, fish are more active. They are more active because they have enough energy. That's because oxygen is used for cellular respiration, which makes energy for the fish. When there isn't a lot of oxygen in the water, fish are less active. With less oxygen, they don't have as much energy. Some fish may even suffocate if there isn't enough oxygen in the water. Although fish need oxygen to survive, too much oxygen can be bad for them, especially if it's in the form of bubbles. When fish are in bubbly water, they can get air bubbles in their gills. These bubbles block the flow of water over the gills and prevent the fish from getting oxygen. This can make the fish gasp at the surface to try to clear the bubbles out of their gills. But this can actually end up making more bubbles, and the fish can end up dying. So now you know how fish breathe underwater. Thanks for watching. If you want to learn more about aquatic life, stay tuned for more videos. See you later.